When the rain is blowing in your face, and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. To make you feel my love. Hey, Millie Gang, welcome back. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Millie Miles, cashing out all over your timeline. My content is all about inspiring you to fulfill your dreams. That's currently what I'm doing. I currently stay in New York and I'm on a mission to make it big in the performance entertainment industry. I sing, dance, act, tour baton. I basically do it all. And my platform here is just encouraging you to live your best life. And as we go through our life experiences with each other. If you haven't already, get acclimated to the family. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Drop a heart emoji. Drop something, okay? Let me know that you're watching. And continue to stay tuned. Now, today was a beautiful day. It was a very inspiring day, actually. I got up this morning and I was procrastinating because I was like, okay, should I go to the park and twirl first or should I clean my room first? And clean the house first. So it landed to me I ended up cleaning the whole house, okay? My bed was like a little bit shaky too, so I even took my bed apart and like put it together so like it could stop the shaking thing. Like it was a lot. I was in here doing it, sweeping the floors, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen. Dude, I was in there doing what I need to do. Then I went to the park, did my little swirl content, came inside. But look, on the way back, I actually ran into someone. And basically, he was going through a very rough time. And I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I got the opportunity to speak some life into him. And it kind of reminded me why I have my platform because I wish he could find my platform in this sense because it's all about living our best life. And yes, we do make mistakes in life, but we learn from them, we grow from them. And ultimately, my platform is about, making us a better version of ourselves and fulfilling our dreams. Now, don't want to keep you too long. I don't know about that. We're going to keep you on the platform. But today's video is basically a little self-help video. I'm going to title this one, We Feel So Much, but It's Costing You So Much More. And I wrote this down because earlier this week, I wasn't in the best mental state. Like, I was going through it, life was life, and I was about to basically just give up everything. And I was like, wait, I'm feeling this in this current moment. Like, this isn't the rest of my life. This is just the current moment. It's what I'm feeling right now. But my feelings were so intense because I wasn't putting out content. I was trying to go back into old habits, and I really wasn't pouring into myself. My hair wasn't done. As you can see, I don't know, like I shaved up a little bit because I couldn't stand myself looking like a wolf anymore. And I was like, you know what? We feel so much. I wrote this down in the midst of me trying to get my headspace back into a better mental space. I was like, we feel so much, but it's costing so much more. And some points that I'm going to hit out today is we have to stop making permanent decisions on temporary feelings. Yes, I get sometimes, life starts lifing and there's nothing we can do about that, but we can control how we respond to the situation. We can't choose what trials come into our life, but we can choose how we respond to them. I read that in a book, okay? And how we respond is going to dictate, our next reality, our next day, our next moment, our next reality. And so we have to stop doing permanent things on our temporary feelings. For example, I was sad in the moment. And so I felt very sad. So I just laid down. The house looked a mess. My mess and your mess are two different things. I have low key OCD. So everything has to be kind of clean, 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 clean. So a mess for me, it's still a mess. Things didn't done. I really needed to get it done. But instead, I lay down and I let the day pass. And it felt like 3 weeks pass. And I finally got back up and I was like, well, it's still dirty. You still have to clean it. And now 3 days has passed, and that could have been 3 days of content. That could have been 3 days, trying to find an agency or trying to look for gigs and things like that. But no, instead, you decided to make a permanent decision and go lay down and not upload and not post and not create like you were supposed to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why am I making these permanent decisions on temporary feelings? Like, we can feel sad for a moment. We can feel anger for a moment. We can feel so many different feelings for a moment, but we can't let those dictate how we move. Feel those moments and do what you need to do. Journal, read, eat. So eating's gonna always make you feel better. Okay, bow. But don't stop your action. Don't stop your dreams. Don't stop chasing your vision because we had this slight little bump in the road. Because something minor inconvenienced us, and we just don't act in the way that we know we should react. Okay. Next, escape healthier. And this goes back into the conversation I was having with the guy earlier today, and I was speaking life into him. We have to find better escape. His escape was, you know, substances. I'm going to leave it at that because you know what kind of substances. If you read my eyes, you can tell what kind of substances. And I was like, no, we have to escape healthier. I'm like, okay, what's a creative outlet for you? And what I'll give you an example. What that looks like for me is baking. I love to bake. Okay, anybody that knows me, like I love to bake. I love my baking, and it's an escape for me because it teaches me patience. It teaches me that when things work together, it creates something beautiful, right? And the thing that you create can feed others, can inspire others, can motivate others, can fulfill others. And that's what I like to do. I like to make people feel good. I like to, inspire and motivate. And that's what baking does for me. So, what that may look like for you is journaling, reading, going for a walk. We have to find better escape. Going to the park, yelling, singing, doing what you have to do. Escape in healthier ways because if we keep doing if we escape doing things that's going to harm us, like really degrading our body and our mental state, we're not going to get any happier and any healthier. Okay. So we need to find better ways to escape, right? And so while we're escaping, we can fulfill ourselves and come back into a better reality. And our last point for today. Yes, life is lifing. Yes, life does life. It sure does. But you matter so much more. One thing people never let me down to see is that they're always willing to sacrifice themselves and sacrifice themselves in a bad way. You can't, like, okay, let's say your escape is smoking, right? That takes so much sacrifice. That's your lungs, that's your body, that's your health and stuff like that. So why are you willing to compromise this? Because you're feeling sad in this moment, because you're feeling anger and hurt and resentment in this moment. Like, you matter a whole lot more than probably what your situation is going through. I remember I was going through an eviction and I was so sad and I was sitting in the house and I was sleeping on the floor and things like that. I'm like, wait, you matter so much more. You don't deserve to be sleeping on the floor. Like, get it together. Get it together. Like, your mental state and your health is much more than your physical and your blood work and stuff like that. It's your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual, as well as, your regular health, what you consume into your body. Also, mental, what do you look at? Do you spend like 4 hours a day scrolling on social media? Why are you willing to sacrifice your brain and the dopamine that your brain produces and waste it? When you can get up and actually be productive in life. That's one thing I don't understand, like, about certain people, because it's like you're willing to sacrifice yourself and your well-being because of a situation that arises, and that's just kind of blasphemous to me. Like, when I was talking to the guy earlier, I'm like, this is not a good escape, but I'm like, dang, you're like sacrificing so much. Like, he kind of had like a double life, but you're living, what you have is like good, and like what you're doing because you just have the power to do is not doing it. And you're sacrificing yourself, you're sacrificing the resources that you have, and you matter so much more than, this thing that you're going through right now. So why is it that you're sacrificing yourself and you're always putting yourself on the back burner so other people can feel happy and other people can feel validated, and you just whittle away? I just want to let you know today that you matter so much more, and your feelings are valid. They really are, because we're people. We have emotions and stuff like that, but we can't stop us. We can't let those emotions stop us from doing what we have to do. Because in order for us to succeed, we have to do the hard thing. Like today, I told him, you know what? Smoking is hard. Going to go buy, your substances is very hard. You know what else is hard? Building your dream life and going to chase after your dreams. So what are you going to do? You have to pick your hard. Pick the hard that you want. And I know life is going to life, but like we can't keep sacrificing ourselves. It's costing us so much because there's only so many more tomorrows that we're going to have. Tomorrow is not promised. And if we keep pushing off to tomorrow, tomorrow's gonna get here and it's gonna be 13 years later, and you're still in the same predicament that you was 13 years earlier. Talk about, so I want to change, I want to change, I want to do this, that, and third. Babe, you're feeling a lot, and it's okay to feel a lot, and it's okay to have certain escapes, but it's costing you so much more, and you matter so much more. And so what I want to leave you off with today is, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling upset, those are emotions to be felt because you go through life and those are your experiences and that's how you're reacting. However, just know that what you're doing and the things and the steps that you're taking to build your future life are necessary. They're part of the process, and you're going to come out so much stronger on the end. You just got to hold on. Like boiling water. You put the water on the stove, and you turn on the gas and you wait for the water to heat up. And it's going to heat. And the water gets put through so much stuff, gets pushed through so much heat. But once it hits that certain temperature, it starts boiling and boiling. And once it's boiling, you can't get it to stop until you turn the heat off. That's basically us in a nutshell. Whatever we want to do, we have to invest, and we invest, and we invest, and we create and create, and we invest and create until a certain point. What we want is going to show up, and it's going to be abundant, right? So you matter, your feelings are valid. Keep striving for greater and find healthier escapes. What that look like? Baking, cooking, journaling, do hopscotch, hula hoop. Go get you a hula hoop. Okay. When's the last time you hula hooped? You probably like, you know what hula hoop? Yes. Draw you a little hopscotch thing on the side of the road and go do a little hopscotch or something. Okay. Cause life can be so amazing. Life can be so much more than what we currently see right now. And it's only going to take you to make that happen. You matter, you're beautiful, you're amazing, and your hardships are not for nothing. And when you keep investing into yourself and you keep investing into the right thing, your passions, your creativity, everything that you went through is going to be so worth it. Okay, friend, you matter. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Put in the comment section some escapes that that you've been doing. What's something that takes your mind off of everything and just makes you feel so relaxed and like, nothing else can bother you in the world, because somebody else probably needs some inspiration. And this is a community page. So make sure that you drop it in the comments if you feel like to do it. Drop it in the comments. How about your family? Okay? And as always, it's Millie Miles cashing out all over your timeline. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Later. Mwah.